Hello everybody and welcome to another PFL Tuts lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to create CSS boxes. Very simple, very fast. As you can see here, I have a very basic HTML document already drawn up with the HTML tags, the head tags, the body tags, some text on the body tags in paragraphs, and then the ending tags for each of those sections. Currently, there is no CSS applied, period, end of story, but we're going to change that. The first thing you need to do is decide what text you do want in these boxes. So we're just going to start with this text that says, but this is with CSS boxes. In here, we're going to go ahead and make a basic menu. So we're going to go ahead and go to Home, and then we'll put another BR tag and put Site Links just to start. Okay? Now we need to go ahead and do ending BR tags just so that everything works correctly. Ending BR tag here as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a space in between here, even though you don't actually need one. Now we need to go ahead and define the CSS class that we're going to use. To do this, you hit bracket div class equals in parentheses, and we're just going to name this box, just simply because we're doing something very simple. And then you need to come over here and you need to end that div tag as well. So from that point, all you can do is, or all you have to do, is copy this into each of the sections that you want to have in your own box menu. And then of course, always be sure to end the div tags. As you can see here, it's a very simple code. We're going to go ahead and save this document in a brand new folder, and we're going to call this basic boxes. And I'm going to go ahead and just name this index.html to make it simple. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to link the CSS file that we're going to be using. So to start off with, I'm going to go ahead and just put title and put this is my page, ending title. And then below that, we need to go ahead and go to bracket link, rel for relative, equals stylesheet, because we're using CSS. The type equals text/CSS. href equals bracket mystyle.css. And that's really all we have to do. We'll go ahead and save that file. Now I'm going to hit Control-N, and it's time to create a brand new CSS document. To start off, we're going to go ahead and hit the period and then name it box, because that is what we called it on the other page. We're then going to go ahead and put in our little squiggly line, which is the bracket key right next to the P key on your keyboard. We're then going to go ahead and drop down to the line below that, number 3 or so. And we need to go ahead and add some margin to this menu, because if we don't, then the boxes will actually be right on top of each other, and that's not what we want. So we want to go ahead and put in margin top and make it be around 10 pixels tall or so. We then need to add some padding so that it's on the inside of the box. We actually have a really, really good surrounding area around our links so that they're not all connecting together. So we're going to just put 5px for that, but before we do that, you have to put padding. And the padding here is going to actually be 5 pixels by 5 pixels by 5 pixels by 5 pixels. You don't have to put the padding on there, it's just a good idea in my opinion. So now we're going to go ahead and do the background color, and I'm just going to pick out some random color that I have, which is going to be hashtag D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ds, and then we're going to end that as well. Now we need to go ahead and put a border around it. You don't have to, once again, it's just something that I like to do to kind of separate things out so I can kind of see how it's all looking. We're going to go ahead and put 2 pixels solid, and we'll make that be, I don't know, we'll just make it be black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the border color. After we've done that, we need to define the width of our menu for this section. So I'm going to go ahead and put in width, and let's just do 300 pixels because that's a pretty good starting point for us. And now we need to define the color of our text. To do this, you just put in color and then put in hashtag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for black text. And now we need to go down and end with our other squiggly line bracket. I'm going to go ahead and save this as mystyle.css. And that should be good to go. Now I'm going to go ahead and open up that file, which is the index page, and go to open with Google Chrome. And as you can see here on the screen, I now have these menus right next to each other. The reason there's a big space in between there is because I have the BRs in here, which is right here. If I get rid of that, because we actually did the hard work before and we went ahead in the CSS styles and we made the margin top on there, we don't actually need the BR tags. But if you didn't do them, that is why you would have that extra space. But as you can see there, these are very nice little hyperlinks that could be used for a nice little menu down the side of your page. And if you want to adjust the space that's in between those boxes, it would actually be your margin top. So if you put this down to, say, 5 pixels instead, and then you refresh that page, you'll see they get even closer. And if you put that margin at 0, or even worse, in my opinion, just get rid of it completely and then hit refresh, you'll see that you have this black line running down through them. That's why I prefer to leave the margin in there and put at the very least a 2 pixel margin, because that puts them right next to each other, as you can see. Now for my specific taste, these are a little wide, so I'm going to go ahead and make these be, I don't know, 175 pixels wide instead of the full 300, because that looks more like a menu to me. And guys, that is the basic CSS boxes video tutorial by PFL Tuts. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for video tutorials or any ideas whatsoever, go ahead and comment down below to let us know. And if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can be updated with all of the PFL Tuts that get uploaded. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.